Welcome back to the WGL EU. We are getting ready for the final game of today. We've had two pretty interesting ones so far. Some unable to read time, some getting trounced by others, but they have been exciting from start to finish. And to end on noMERCY up against Stronk. Now, two pretty well-known Polish teams going head-to-head here. This is going to be quite the grudge match. You know, normally, let's say countries vote for their country representatives. I don't know what the Polish crowd's going to be doing in this one. But you know, you're a stat man, you go by the numbers. What would you say is the best bet here?
I think it's 50-50. Well, I'll give it to noMERCY. I'll give them a slight edge, like a 60-40, 55-45. I think it's pretty close though. The interesting thing between these two is that they've been swapping players all the time. I mean, if you remember, Strong Siema had some big roster changes. I think after they didn't qualify for the Gold Series last time, Season 5, some players went to noMERCY, you know, Never Give Up, for instance. So they've had a lot of roster changes, and they seem to be here, and they seem to be good.
Yeah, I want to see what they can bring now. A tough opponent. Normally when you have these kind of head-to-head games of two teams from the same country or very similar location, the teams are very aware of each other and they're very aware of how each other play, so it does turn into almost that 50-50 game. However, it's not about just our thoughts, it's about yours at home. Melly, if people want to get their say in, you know, I know that Polish community is strong and loud, and they like to tell us their thoughts on things. How can they do so?
By heading over to facebook.com/WGLEU and clicking the link, which is on top of the timeline, or maybe choosing it via the team vote button, then getting forwarded to an app where you have to choose your favorite team and then predict the exact scoreline for this matchup. And if you do well, you might get a bonus code if you're one of the first 3 fastest and right predicting persons out there. If not, well, bad luck, try again next time, which will be next match day actually, because this is our last vote. So people get involved as this is your last time to actually win a bonus code. And if we look on Carmen's prediction, a Polish player which knows Polish community, it's 55 for noMERCY and 45 for Stronk.
It's about right, I think. Any of these games where it is the same, you know, country of players, when they all come from the same kind of scene and communities, when you have so much knowledge of each other, it negates so much outwardly. So I think he's pretty spot on with that.
Yes, people, if you have further predictions or maybe questions for our experts, for me, for Lauren, for Ollie, just use the hashtag WGLEU or direct everyone on their accounts. Pansy, Love the WT, Melly with a 3. You know the drill. So get your questions and predictions and opinions out there, and maybe you get some e-fame by
that's
getting
Melly
a tweet.
That's Melly with a 3 at the end as well.
And it's Pansy at They Call Me Pansy.
Yeah, okay.
Just letting you know.
Yeah,
God, Melly. I'm joking.
Exclamation mark and the name in Twitch chat will get you all social media details correct. I'm not good at my job, obviously.
Oh God, Melly's gonna punch me now. Jeez, I thought it was just. I thought
one
it was
comment, you just get annihilated, you know.
I'm sorry, Melly. I'm really sorry. You're wonderful at your job.
I'm doing my best.
I don't. So far, we've only ever had Stephen try and take your job. That didn't go very well, so he's not coming
Joe.
back.
Joe was pretty well.
Joe was okay. You know, Joe's quite a talented man, though. I'm not sure if he really failed at social media, he'd still be doing his job normally. So, you know, I'm glad Joe was able to fill it. Alex did a lot of this. Welcome back. You know, he's a very animated
man. Like Mitch, you know.
Yeah, he's very much like Mitch.
Paul?
Yeah, all right, I'm not allowed to blame that much. Yeah, no, let's move on, man. He'll be in his grave soon anyway, it's fine. We won't be able to find out.
Thank you for clarifying that
You're the best at your job.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're
appreciate
welcome.
it.
You know, I don't want to get punched like that horse did. Anyway, let's turn our attention back towards this game. And I can at least break down the map pool for you so far. We know this could be starting off on Himmelsdorf, and then we're going to Ghost Town. And if needed, at the end, Ghost Town again. So we get the double Ghost Town experience. A little bit too spooky for me, but you guys in chat, all right? I know what the Polish community's like. I know you guys love World of Tanks. I know how much you support your teams. Get involved. Get on Facebook. Get on Twitter right now. Put this link out there. Go to your clan TeamSpeak event. I don't know what you use. Mumble. Who uses that? Tell them. Get them watching the stream right now, and you tell me who you think is going to win this. I want to hear from you guys. You're the community. You're the people playing this game day in, day out, and love watching the WGLEU. We want to know your thoughts, of course, so get involved. But Ollie, let's give them the background here. Map 1, Himmelsdorf. Have either of these teams stood out to you? They may show they can play those heavier tanks. They've got the synergy to pull off that classic Himmelsdorf perfection play, or have we not seen that really yet?
Well, noMERCY, you know, in that loss, well, noMERCY's coming off a loss against Wusa, a 5-4 loss, a tiebreaker loss. So they got a point at least there, but they actually went 2-2 on Himmelsdorf. So I think they're okay. I mean, Wusa's not the greatest team in the world at Himmelsdorf, but fair enough, noMERCY got a win on both sides, on the attack and the defense. So they've shown that they can be versatile. They're good at the attack and the defense. Strong, I'm not sure. I mean, to be honest, they're a Polish team, and Polish teams are generally pretty good on these city maps. They love their heavy tanks. They love playing that kind of all-together style, where you're always having to go for one objective, one very clear objective. And, you know, if you can't play Himmelsdorf, what can you play?
Well, that's a big point, isn't it? So, guys, let's turn our attention and get ready for Map 1, Himmelsdorf. So, welcome into Himmelsdorf. We'll be seeing in the north, starting out in red, noMERCY on the defense. And in the south, it's going to be Stronk on the attack. So what do we make of what they picked so far?
Really interesting that they're going for the MT25. I'm not sure exactly if we've seen that one before. I can't at least remember it. We'll see. I mean, it could be a good tank. It's got an extremely good gun. If you've gone for that autoloader one, it's got like 30 shells in the barrel that can do like 600 damage. It does a lot of damage against the French light tanks. Might be there to ram and damage the AMX-12T if it has to go 1 versus 1. But for now, it's Strong going over towards that left side with most of their force. 12T just spotting up the 8 line, being pretty aggressive actually. And looks like noMERCY are kind of spreading their way up along the whole of Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this one goes. And of course, you guys out there, if you know how to pronounce these names better than we do let me know on Twitter, you know, to either of us. We always appreciate your feedback on that one, because some of these are a little difficult in comparison to others. But as you said, they are starting to build here for Stronk. They're going to look towards our western cap. There is the IS-3 of Shock just waiting around that corner. Matt PL and Lucky Blast not too far away. They're going to be looking for this one. Stu going to go in for the first. He's going to get a couple of shots in towards Shock. Shock could be in trouble here and actually not been able to make a single shot back, and there's no one there to really back Shock up. There's no one playing in that train station. Shock is vastly outnumbered. Finally, someone peeks around the corner far enough that Lucky Blast can get a shell in, but that's a lot of damage done for completely free.
I think they underestimated the T-54 there. Really, really weird that they have gone for that T-54, but it's working out quite well. You can see the 25T just making a shot against speed. Brilliant shot there from noMERCY. So it's going pretty well for Strong Siema right now. They got their cap and they got 10 seconds until they complete it.
Well, let's see. Beautiful shots going out. Yamto there just going to be letting the shots fly. Perfectly done. But the blocking force of those IS-3s is going to be in practice. But look at this. They need to find cover. They need to be careful. 20 seconds. Speed watching the cross. Keeping Navy back. And Feek going to be coming around in the south there. This is going to be down pretty close. It's going to turn into an all-out brawl, and the IS-3 being kept busy in the north, but with 10 seconds left. These guys are not being caught out like ASAP. They want to go in here. 9 seconds on the cap. They're going to have to make a play. Fussy Eater and Yamto going to peek around the corner. Here we go. The reset is coming in, but they're not getting the damage dealt. And actually, they're taking a little bit for this noMERCY. They're not getting this one done too cleanly so far. And Racing, Guccio, and Lucas all doing the work. Yamto goes down, and this is brilliant. 3 tanks against 4. Stronk is actually holding the numbers until Nevi just took down Racing.
So many bounces for noMERCY. Didn't help them at all. I mean, I think Guccio or Nevi managed to bounce like 3 or 4 shells each. So it does give the T-54 and the AMX-51 of Iojek and Catch Me some time to get into this game.
Let's see if they can save the day here, because we've got Stu, Lucas, and Guccio all low. Nevi, though, in the center of the triangle of death here and gets put to bed by Stu. And this is a great start from Stronk, living up to that name. And now Fussy on the run. He is in trouble. He is beaten black and blue already, down to 231 HP. That is not a lot for that 5100. And Aojek just going to come around the corner, deal that final blow, and Stronk picking up round 1. Nicely done by them. Really
unusual tactics, super unusual. I mean, they got the T-54, they got the, they didn't get the MT-25. Yeah, they did. They got the MT-25. They got the 12T, I think. T-54 and 12T. 12T is not that unusual, but the T-54 is super unusual. Okay. We never see that tank on this map. Never, not a single other time. So amazing that they actually managed to make this one work. You can see here, what they did was just catch noMERCY by surprise. noMERCY wasn't expecting them to be so aggressive. You can see Matt PL just out of position, Shock 2 versus 1 against 250-100, and you have a Hojek in the T-54 who can sit behind that building. He is just about small enough doing damage from behind.
I love this. I love seeing ingenious strategies on Himmelsdorf. One of the classic maps. When people can still find new ways of playing it, it always keeps me so happy. But guys in chat, I see the numbers rising. As soon as Polish teams turn up and, you know, these guys start putting on a good performance, you guys love it. And that's what I love to see. So keep telling your teammates, your clanmates about this game. Get them involved, get them watching, and give us your thoughts. Obviously, that hashtag WGLEU. Simple as that. And you can see right here, I love this. Being able to keep 4 players back, using the choke point well. Racing, he went quite forward there. He took a little too much damage, I'd say, but he still was able to do a lot of damage on the exchange and almost create covering fire out of his corpse itself, you know? He allowed a little bit of cover to be created for the other 2, but do you think that will work twice?
I don't think so. The obvious counter to that tactic is just putting more resources towards that left side, have a 5100 behind to support that IS3. We saw it before. I'm not sure if it exactly was noMERCY or... Yeah, I think it was noMERCY. They had double Tiger 2 up north against Wusa. I'm pretty sure it was them. Just to counter this kind of tactic going towards the left side. So very interesting from them, and we'll see if they do it twice.
Let's find out. You can have a look through the lineups while we get ourselves in here, see if anything else stands out to you. And it will be once again Stronk on the attack and noMERCY on the defense. We saw a slight change in this map, kind of adjust the bias, I'd say, or the balance. But we're not seeing that really being utilized yet up in the north, that cap there. But we are seeing a little bit of a different start from both teams. What do you see so far in your eyes?
Strong Siema, well, a lot of resources towards the hill. 8 line looks very tempting for them as well. You can see the IS3 is going up north, but it's got a little bit more support from Matt Peel, I believe.
Rafik.
And here comes Rafik against the entirety of Strong Siema.
I kind of feel bad. He's in such an adorable little tank. I kind of want it as like, you know, there you go.
Pet tank.
Yeah, I want a little pet tank. He's making a good run for it though. Speed not being so speedy, actually not taking him down. The hell, how did Rafik get out of there? He's sticking around quite some time. He's trying to get as much information as possible, but he's down to, you know, a very low amount. Kanshmi will be the one to make the shot in the end to put him to bed. And it looks like we're seeing a very aggressive start again from Stronk.
But Rafik should have still run away from that one. There's no need for him to stick around, and he maybe had the wrong gun, but Jamata with a fantastic shell takes out Speed. Yeah,
Speed not going to be able to stay alive for too long here. But now let's see the response from noMERCY. Where are they going to bolster their numbers?
And they're setting up for a classic east side cap, basically. They put a tank, 2 tanks in the A4 area to go hull down and also to provide some firepower. Lucky Blast to side scrape against the tank that will undoubtedly go into C7. And then you have supporting tanks that can flank or just split push for wherever they want to go. But Hojek straight away taking advantage of the size of Lucky Blast's IS3 and does a nice little shell into him.
Yeah, and this is quite tensive here. Racing and Lucas going to be splitting as well. They're kind of predicting the response here from noMERCY, but they need to start getting the damage to back that up. And look at this, Racing and Lucas going to make a play towards, I think, Shock, but Matt PL is just around the other side. This could be dangerous. Matt's going to get some free damage in here. Quickly, the turret's turn, but Catch Me is pretty damn low. He's down 1.2k. Lucky Blast could be the one to take him down, but no, Fussy will do the job. And now Matt in a 1v2 up against Racing and Lucas, keeping them busy. Yamto and Nevi going to try and help him out, but there's a crossfire set up. It doesn't matter. Nevi breaks in with the IS3, takes down Guccio, and this is going backwards and forwards.
It's quite funny how long it takes to take down an IS3, even with 2 of them, because of slow reloads, but it's pretty even right now. The HP is very similar as Racing does decide to go in.
Let's see who's going to pull themselves together in the right place, but look at this. It's the shooting aisle here. 3 tanks now caught out. Stu going to come in, and they just played perfectly into the hands of Stronk. Stronk just taking down noMERCY one by one, and the 2 remaining tanks are backed into a corner. Brilliant play again from Stronk, just manipulating their opponent again and again, and Lucky and Nevi are just taking a battering.
Really not much they can do in this position. I think Lucky had some questionable plays in the previous round, but we'll have to see if those 5100s actually going to get off reload anytime soon, and what they're going to do once they do. But you can still see that Strong Siema has not come off without any kind of scratch. A lot of their tanks on low hit points, but I think this is going to be game over once that 5100 does get behind them.
Yeah, that 5100 very close now to coming around. Lucky Blast and Nevi are going to make a smart play, going to try and push it and force the point before that 5100 can get into position, but Lucky takes 2 shots back to back. Nevi wasn't even there with him. Racing is low. They can take him down, but they need to land these shots perfectly. And there we go. 1-for-1 exchange is not ideal. There's now Lucky Blast in a 1v3. Lucas is low. He can take down 2. But then there's Stu on 964 HP. That 5100 is about to roll in and just be the saddest thing Lucky Blast has seen all day, but he doesn't get the first shot. Lucas comes around, and Lucas will secure it. 2-0 now coming in. And I've got to say it, this is looking very one-sided.
Yeah, this is going surprisingly well for Stronk Siema. They're looking like a very solid team. Nice little play there. Basically capturing noMERCY in that central road and just finishing them off. It was like a shooting alley. It was great stuff from them. And, you know, you can see a little bit of a mistake here from noMERCY. It was unnecessary for Rafik. I think Rafik thought he could actually take on this AMX-12T, but he had the wrong gun. He does 100 damage, while that one does about 115. So not a great play. And then they come off the hill, but already noMERCY set up kind of in a strange position. Eojek does great position, great stuff in that T-54. So good all-round play from Stronk Siema.
It really was. And considering how close this was until that final move, when the kind of the play all came together, it was very, very close. The HP was close until the very end, but the positioning was just far superior from Stronk.
I agree. I think they had just more concentric and more put together tactic. You can see, you know, this is exactly the kind of situation you want to be in. The whole team is in one long line, and you're coming from both sides, and it's a field day for Ojek and Stu right here. A couple of good shots, and by this time it's already game over. They take it from a 4-on-4 to a 2 versus 4. So, you know, that's the end of story.
Yep, very clear cut. Guys at home, what stood out to you so far? Melly, how are people getting involved? Are they, you know, interacting? So I know the Polish community likes to get loud about these games. They like to be involved in this. How are they responding so far?
Well, that's true. Our mods had to silence the whole chat like at the beginning of the game and ask people to calm down, that the match is just about to start. That's no...
People get rowdy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just spamming Poland ball in the chat.
No, sadly not. Maybe now, but...
Thanks, Ollie.
We should get an emote for each team.
I agree. Like, Poland ball would be amazing. Can we
I love
understand
that
how
one.
good that would be?
No.
I'd go into every chat and just spam it.
I'll propose that. Maybe
Nice.
we'll work it out.
I'm trying to think of which would be the worst logo. Oh, no. Sorry, carry on, Melly. Ignore me.
Okay, 65% currently for noMERCY. So let's see how it goes. People, if you haven't voted yet, get involved. WGL.dgg/vote is the shortest way to get to our vote, maybe over our Facebook page. And don't forget to follow our Facebook page or our Twitter page, if I get my words together, and to make sure that you don't miss anything what's going on our social media platforms, because that's like the first channel after our website, of course, where we tell the world what's going on.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
See, now I'm just thinking of emotes, you know?
Just emotes in your
This is
head,
it.
just
This
going
is all
around
I
in
can think
circles.
of.
Yeah,
Just-
happens.
I'm trying to even think back. Like, I think drooling leprechauns would be pretty good.
Yeah.
If, you know, if they were still around, they'd be pretty fun.
Just drunkenness.
Yeah, drunkenness.
Yeah.
Or
Good one.
when, you know, GGL Played, we call GGL Played. That's quite a cool thing to spam in chat.
That's
you know?
true.
Yeah, that's a good
I like
one.
that, I
There
like
is
that.
actually an emote for GG Well Played, but
Yeah, it's on the IEM channel, I
Yeah,
think, as well,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
No one wants to subscribe to that.
No.
We need our own
We
stuff.
need.
yeah.
You guys give us your thoughts
Maybe
on
our
that as well.
faces.
That'd be quite
I'm still
No,
trying to figure out if
it's
this
not fun,
would be a
our
good
faces.
idea.
No.
That should be one of the horse getting punched, and that's all you need.
Brilliant.
Wait. Anyway, guys, let's turn our attention back to the game, because the teams are they are in on this one. And this looks a little bit more of a standard lineup, but they're on the other side, so noMERCY's going to be on the attack. Stronk Siema are going to be on the defense. What do we see so far?
Well, we got a VK302M tier 6 tank from Rafik. Very interesting that he's picked that German medium one up, but, you know, whatever floats your boat, they get a boat, I guess. It's got a lot of hit points. It's got the most hit points for a tier 6 reasonably fast medium tank. So let's see how it works out for them. But Stronk Siema going very aggressive straight down the 1 to 3 line. But so far, obviously haven't spotted anything out, as looks like noMERCY are keeping their attention towards the 8 line.
And why would you pick this VK? What does it bring to the play here?
Well, it's got good plate armor on the front. It's pretty tough. Pretty tough little German tank. It's kind of like preludes to Panther. Decent enough gun. It's fast-ish, faster than anything else, but it's got a lot of hit points, 840. It's not too bad. In my opinion, not a great choice. I mean, you might as well just go for a 12T, but oh, Gusi and Ojek.
Well, Aojek just got caught out massively. They should have had the element of surprise, but around this corner there is 4 IS3s, not 2. And look at this, Lucas and Racing going to take up where the others left off, and this could be a real surprise around the corner. And this is not a battle I've seen in a long time, but nevi taking shells back to back. He is down to so little HP, struggling to stay alive, and Lucas will deal that damaging blow, taking that hit from Yamto as he had the highest HP. Nicely done then. And now Shock next on the choppy board. Racing is committing to this. This guy is so aggressive, but he will at least try and do some work before he goes down. But Shock going to push out, and this has kind of backfired a little bit. Yeah,
Shock's trying to go forwards. I think Racing was way too aggressive there, and you can see noMERCY took their time to get together, but when they did, they're really starting to beat down Strong Siema, who now look like they're retreating. But you got to remember, Catch Me is there in support.
Yeah, those 5100s are going to start going into place though as well. Stu is coming round, so they can even this up, but Lucas and Gucci are going to need to help him out. Stu just kind of oversteps his marker as well, making errors here. Rafik luckily gets tracked, I think, for a couple of seconds, so he might not be able to do too much, but Stu deals that final blow towards him. That VK does go down, Lucky's going low, and Matt PL is in trouble. This is spun around again in favor to Stronk. They were caught off, they went down. We saw what happened to, Racing, who went too far ahead. And he got punished, but somehow this is being turned back around, and I don't know how Stronk is still in this, but they are. Yamto is down to a one-shot. Speed comes into place, and now Matt PL and Fussy, the last 2 alive, on so little HP.
Yeah, and Lucas Giasti will finish off Matt PL, leaving only Fussy to left. And what can he do? He's going to run away as quickly as possible. He's down to 404, not very far away from the 390 average damage of the BL9. And, well, not really that much left in the tank for him. And he's just got to try and scamper away and give his team some time to recoup and look what went wrong for them.
Yeah, I think they need to consider their options, because being at this sort of scoreline is pretty disastrous, especially when they had an advantage. When they had a moment of actually having the upper hand here, they shouldn't have let it slip. And we'll look back at that, I can imagine, after Fussy does get caught out and Lucas Catch Me will start to look for it. They've got to be careful, of course. But Stronk do need to find him in the end. Although, at the end of the day, noMERCY are the ones on the attack, so he's got the time limit of 3 minutes to play around with if he wants to. But yeah, this is not a wonderful display so far from noMERCY.
Let's see exactly if noMERCY can actually pick a round off. You got to consider that noMERCY actually had more practice than Strong Siema on this map in terms of the actual games we've seen.
True. It's kind of worrying, isn't it? Anyway, it looks like Lucas wants to bolster his numbers. How much damage has Lucas done so far? He's been quite substantial in this game so far. I'd love to be able to see what he's currently sat on. Not really showing up at the moment, but he's done some great work for his team. And now Fussy did do some work on the way out, but he will be found. And Stronk picking up round number 3. And looking pretty decisively on fire at the moment. That's 3 rounds back to back.
Yeah, and it came down to that whole southern area movement where you had 3 IS3s going against 2. They took them both out. A little bit overextension from Racing didn't help, but it's still a 2-for-1 exchange. Then you have the 5100s of Steroids and Fussy, who came in and managed to finish off the rest of the tank. So this is the crucial moment. nevi goes down. Lucas has to get super lucky there with that and manages to actually connect basically onto a 90-degree angle on the side of the IS3. And then they go around. Racing goes aggressive, but Shock still dies. And you got the one clipping 5100 and Matt PL a little bit too far away. And then the 25100s come into the game. So already you can see Strong Siema have the better positions. They don't have the better hit points at that point, but they have the better positions, and that's what really matters.
Yeah, and the thing I want to point out, you guys at home were backing noMERCY to pick this up. But everyone in chat's like, no, they're rubbish. I would never vote like that, suddenly backing out of it. But it's true, isn't it, Melly? These guys did back noMERCY at the beginning. Now, I wonder how it's changing, or have they stuck with those votes? Because I guess it has to be closed pretty soon.
Absolutely. I mean, at the start it was around 70% to 65%. Now it dropped down to 58%. And I see a lot of 5-3 predictions in favor of noMERCY, which still can happen. But the chances are very low, but we already saw horses puke in front of a pharmacy, and
what?
Doesn't that work in English?
No.
Oh, that's a German saying.
It makes sense. A lot of German sayings make no sense, I found out.
It actually makes sense, because horses can't puke, and implying
but
that
who knows that?
Somebody saw. Science knows it. Science knows it, and implying that that you've seen a horse puke in front of a pharmacy is like wanting to say that it's.
But why?
That
That's
the impossible can happen.
Wow!
I didn't.
God.
Repeat it, please.
Sorry. No, no more about it. I'm not repeating it. We can.
I just heard equestrian.
Equestrian, yeah. It's a question. You said equestrian. You made a play on words.
Oh, I got it.
I made it funny.
Oh, wow. That was... No, you don't.
No, okay.
No, you didn't.
I'm still amazed by this horse vomiting in front of a pharmacy thing. Guys, if any of you at home have heard of that saying, please let me know.
All the Germans.
Because
The Germans.
Please let us know, because I don't believe that's her thing. I think Melly is just making stuff up these days and saying, no, it's a very German thing. It's a very German thing. But guys, they can still get their votes in if they want to, or their predictions. But it is game time, and it is 3-0 so far. Stronk on the defense, noMERCY on the attack, and this is a different approach.
Yeah, going heavily up the hill. Now we finally get to see if noMERCY actually can pick up a round against Strong Siema. So far, if I was to break it down, noMERCY just haven't had any coordination. They've always been caught out of position. Strong Siema have been going very aggressive, you know, making noMERCY pay for any kind of mistake or any kind of slow play, and that's what really counts on Himmelsdorf. Now, a strong play over Strong Siema going to the left side, like they did last time, though, and I think noMERCY have gambled correctly. They thought, okay, noMERCY, Strong Siema have tried one thing once, they're going to try it a second time. Let's try and exploit that and go all the way towards the hill.
See if they can make this count. Speed's going to be in a lot of trouble very soon. But he gets a good bit of information. He should be able to back out from there. So I don't know how much he spotted from that, but hopefully he does get away scot-free. Rafik in that VK again, not able to hit the shot. And this looks very decisive from noMERCY. Is this just an all-in play to try and catch him out?
Well, they definitely caught noMERCY by Strong Siema by surprise. You know, it's super out of position for them. Speed is going to get into position where he can try and get the decap. You know, he's going to be able to get the decap, sure, but he's going to get killed. Suroids in the 5100 is going to get destroyed as well. And you can see those IS-3s just at the moment racing to get back towards the cap and try and, you know, make something happen here. But good play by Rafik using that big, tall VK to create a barrier which newbee and Lucky Blast can sit behind and actually go for the cap.
Well, I hope this plan works out, because they've been really struggling. The IS-3s will be slowly but surely making their way from the south to the north. And 24 seconds to get back. It's going to be quite close. These aren't the fastest tanks in the world.
No, they're not. They're 45 kilometers or so. You can push it a little bit further than that, but yeah, they're a little bit bulky. 18 seconds now left on the clock. Speed, of course, I'm not sure if noMERCY realizes he's there. He's going to be the one who kind of has to make that last do or die shot. And yeah, he does actually go for it and gets the reset a little bit early, but, you know, better safe than sorry.
Certainly is. 30 seconds now. You can see Lucas, Ejek and Guccio, that IS-3 kind of triple threat coming in, racing around the backside. He's slow to the punch this time. Normally the first guy in, but here we go. There's that firing line coming to practice, and Lucas just going head first into this one. We got Snip and Fussy coming around the back. Matt is on, well, he's going to be on severe scrutiny, as Guccio will deliver that shell. And we're seeing the back and forth coming in. newbee finally takes down Catch Me, but this does still seem like Stronk are holding the HP. They are holding the numbers here. They're dealing with this cap. It's still running, but Lucas, his eyes are turned to it. Guccio finds newbee, and now these 3 IS-3s make it 4, are doing wonders. Fussy, though, comes into the battle, finally does some damage, but Speed even. Great bit of play coming out from him. Lucas and Racing turning their attention. This is going backwards and forwards, but noMERCY are down to 2.5k, and they are losing out on players left, right, and center. Speed comes in with Lucas, takes down Fussy, and now just 2 alive. Snip and Yamto, and they're outnumbered.
Oh yeah, completely outnumbered, completely outgunned. Snip still on a full, just almost a full set of hit points, but Speed coming in there just to take down Yamto. Yamto on reload doesn't stand a chance. He
certainly doesn't, and Speed in that T-37, got to be a little cautious of Snip. But Speed will at least get the job done, and Snip is now last man standing. This is a 4-0 if I've ever seen one, and Stronk can be extraordinarily proud of this. I think they'll be gaining some more Polish fans out there right now, because Guccio's going to close it down, and Stronk pick up the victory. That's a 4-0 result coming in. That's very, very one-sided.
And that should have gone to noMERCY, because they had like 4 tanks just waiting around that corner to do damage against Strong Siema. They didn't hit anything. They hit Jack in that whole match. You know, Lucky Blast and newbee just sitting behind the thing as if they can actually cap there. You got Jamto in the background doing nothing. Matt PL did no damage. And it was just bad. And at the end of the day, you have to hit your fundamentals. You have to hit those shots. Otherwise, it's just simply not going to work out. Look at this. They should have killed one tank immediately, but nothing happens.
Really sloppy play. And Fussy and Snip were completely out of there for so long. They just weren't engaged in the battle. They were completely irrelevant. And you can still see Snip was unable to make any impact. Yamto finally got a little bit of damage done. But by this point, there was so much damage dealt towards Yamto and Fussy on other parts. He had to throw himself in there to try and save the day, but it was too little too late, and Stronk just so much better. Absolutely so much better than noMERCY. I'm very surprised with how little noMERCY have brought to the play, considering you guys at home are backing them. Twitch chat, you can sit there now and, after seeing it all, saying, no, I always knew that Stronk was going to win this. You didn't vote for him, so you've missed out on some gold, quite possibly. You've missed out on getting your predictions through to us. Get on Twitter right now, hashtag WGLEU. Break down what just happened in your eyes. What do you think happened? noMERCY now needs to rename to No Tactics, maybe? I don't know, because it's not looking good for them. Melly, how are the people at home doing it? Because they are really struggling.
I mean, we had the question earlier if we think that ASAP will ever pick up a match in the season.
Well, there's our opponent, right?
Carmen jumped in and said, well, they're still strong Siema. So I interpreted it like they could probably beat Strong.
I don't think so right now. Stronk is coming out good.
Exactly.
I think Carmen's,
our Oracle might be wrong, like our community did today. So I don't know what's happening.
Here's the thing, though. Strong did, in fairness, pick Himmelsdorf as their map. So clearly they had a couple of tactics at least. They had a plan, basically. And it went well, so, fair enough.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if people, let's say we've got Ghost Town coming up next. If people wanted to make a prediction, how can they do so?
By heading over to facebook.com/WGLEU and getting involved in the team vote. Please keep in mind that the team vote will close as soon as we enter the second map. Maybe for next time, vote earlier if you haven't voted already, because the first 3 correct predictions that you guys hand in will be considered as one of the winners of the bonus codes, which were given away during that contest. But after the team vote has closed, you can still predict your predictions over Twitter by using the hashtag WGLEU. Also, get in your questions, and if I'm not wrong, we do have a question regarding the cap on Himmelsdorf at A6. Edwinas probably wants to know, what do you think about the cap A6 on Himmelsdorf? Is it better to cap now? Better defend? Is it a good idea to maybe move it a bit more to the left?
Bit to the right.
Oh, right. Sorry.
He's cheating by looking at the tweet itself.
I mean, just making sure it's right. But I think it's a good change because it was too much about the defensive team in the previous patch, and I think this is a good change. In my opinion, moving it further to the right won't make a huge amount of difference. It'll make it even easier for the attackers to win on this one. But, we haven't seen all that one-sided results. The better team always seems to win on Himmelsdorf, and I think that's all we can ask for.
Oh, absolutely. It seems like a well-balanced map at this point.
Yeah, as well. I mean, clearly the attacker has the advantage, but it's no more than any other map. No, it's like steps. The defender has a small advantage. Ruenberg, the defender, has a small advantage. Mines, the attacker has a small advantage. Himmelsdorf, the attacker has a small advantage. So it all balances out.
I mean, it's barely impossible to have like a map where both sides have a 50% chance of winning that map, right?
It's almost impossible, but we're seeing it very close with Ghost Town, at least for now, until we see the results on it. Because even if right, it's a balanced map in perspective, so it's symmetrical almost. Because Ensk was almost symmetrical to a degree. It was quite similar in that aspect if you cut it across rather than straight down. It doesn't necessarily mean it'll be played out that way. If teams can find ways to play it that give an attacking team an advantage, because they have the option of the caps, it can still change. So I think we just need to see it being played a fair of a bit, a little bit more down the line.
And noMERCY just tweeted, that was not what we expected, but we're still in the battle at WGLEU. Use the hashtag at WGLEU to tweet what's on your mind as well, just like noMERCY did. And it seems like that it will be promising for the second map. They won't give up without a battle, as it seems. But people, sit tight, get your snacks, get your drinks. We will be back after a short break, and then we'll see who's better.
Welcome back to the WGLE. We are getting ready for what could be the final round here between the last two teams. Stronk and noMERCY have been going head-to-head, and it's been a 4-0 landslide for Stronk. And well, of course, I'm joined by Ollie. Still, how are you feeling about this one? It seems like it's been a bit one-sided.
I'm a bit frustrated because I did tip this one to be the match of the day because, you know, the two Polish teams are powerhouses. Yeah. But it's turned out that Strong Siema have basically beaten the bookies and come out with a brilliant first match scoreline. Yeah,
they've really absolutely trounced it. Melly, the people at home were surprised as well. The votes certainly weren't in favour to Stronk.
Absolutely. I mean, they were clearly down with a solid 40-something%, maybe 25 at the beginning, but now it turned. It's now 55% in favor of Stronk. So if noMERCY is pulling off the comeback, it could be really interesting. I mean, the votes were clearly favoring noMERCY with around 5-3 in ratio.
And look at this, the votes have changed. 55% now, these guys, I love it. They're like, no, we knew all along. You never saw us voting any other way. But people have been involved, and there's been a good couple of questions. So of course, people at home keep getting involved, keep talking to us. We love hearing from you here, and it keeps us, you know, partially sane, at least, in the studio. But there is still one more map. And speaking of this map, it will be Ghost Town coming up next. You already saw it once today. And what do we make of it? You know, we saw clearly in the previous game that one team was far more prepared than the other. Do you think we're going to see that again?
I'm wondering if both these teams looked at that Utopia game, if they looked at the whole way they used the cap, the whole way they used the setup, because, I mean, having played Ghost Town and, you know, on the domination mode and in random battles at the lower tiers, it is a map where you can set up some great crossfires because you've got so many like areas where you can drive through the whole map and have good corridors. I think we'll see a lot of teams doing that. I'm also really looking forward to seeing if this is going to work for noMERCY because this is their pick, this is their map, and if they can actually come back with some sort of I don't know, comeback.
I don't want to say it. I guess we saw it in the last game last time we played it, but this will need nothing short of a miracle. It's a 4-0 so far. Stronk will be starting out on the attack, noMERCY on the defense, and welcome to Ghost Town, the brand new map here. And what do we see so far? This is a very different start from the previous game. Yeah, so we got double. We got one Pershing on each team, two Pershings all together. Nice little hold down tank, one of my favorites for sure. All around very, very solid indeed. 5100s, IS3s, T54s, just making up the rest of the team from Strong Siema and noMERCY. Now, we got a different setup. Remember, Utopia went all the way up towards that northern cap with a 5916. Neither team has a 5916. And Strong Siema, obviously, on the attack, they have a slightly harder time even on Ghost Town. So let's see what they can do. noMERCY setting up quite nicely here with the IS3s, as I mentioned. A lot of good crossroads, a lot of good crossfire opportunities, and they seem to be utilizing them nicely. Yeah, and noMERCY are quite well positioned in comparison to what we saw last time in the previous Go of things. They seem to be able to at least deal with a couple of factors here. Rafik might be outnumbered and outgunned very soon. Good connection coming from Lucas, and Lucas has been wonderful so far. His play has been pretty on point. Rafik is going to have to try and scurry away, and this map does seem to have a lot of rotations just kind of centralized around that center cap. It's quite a unique one here, and it looks like it's forcing their hand as well, noMERCY. Yeah, it's nice that noMERCY are reacting immediately when they see those two T54s up north. They know they can get the resource overmatch. They know they can get the overmatch in general. So let's see what they do. Obviously, it's going to be tricky for noMERCY to actually get the connections as racing, and Shuoids do have a good cross there. They certainly do. Let's see if they can make some damage out of this. You've got speed joining in, that Pershing coming into play. It's quite tentative, this map. People don't seem so confident about making the big plays just yet, but we'll have to see how this develops towards the end of the season. But Rafik, again, being chased down by Aojek. He's been certainly on his case, and he will come out the better in that T37 battle, but cap is being toyed with in the north. That'll probably be put off halt. That was just Aojek getting back round in position. But Stronk are actually surrounding noMERCY here. Yeah, this is going to go very well, and Shock is going to be the brute brunt of that damage, but Matt PL and Evie are in the background supporting. Yeah, this is wonderful setup. This is a great position from Stronk. If they can deal this damage to now really make the most of it, it's going to force noMERCY to make their play towards one of the two groups of players, and Catch Me Lucas and Aojek need to help support the heavier tanks racing on the front lines again. Gets the 1-for-1 exchange, but but Stronk are holding on well. They've got 4.9k up against 3.1. noMERCY are dwindling in numbers and in HP here.
Great little play from Strong there, going forward, just using a good directional firepower. Lucky Blast taking down speed. You can see that Strong are playing as a unit, they're playing as a team, and it's working so well for them.
It certainly is, and once again, the exchanges coming in are perfectly fine. They have 4 tanks alive up against the mere 2. It is a 5100 and an IS-3 bearing in mind, so still a little bit of fight left in them, but it's a 3v1, and Nevi is all alone. He's got Steroids there, he's got Catch Me, and it's Lucas as well to join in, but Catch Me to deliver that final blow. Aojek is outgunned here, but it doesn't matter. That T-37 has so many shells it can make, and it does. Strong picking up the 5-0 clean sweep. What a way to just kick off this Playday for themselves. They really look good in this one.
The old Tiltaroony. I mean, what can I say? noMERCY. They need to go back to the drawing board, if I've ever said it before. Very quickly, need to be sprinting over there because, you know, it went from bad to worse on Himmelsdorf. They lost a couple of close rounds, and then they lost a not so close round, and even not so close round, and then in Ghost Town, even their own map pick, they just couldn't pick it up. I mean, I guess hardly surprising considering the core of Strong Siema is kind of a mixture of EPS and Utopia from last season, so they are a very good team. But when you look at noMERCY, they're full of players, you know, we've seen ages ago, all players that haven't been in the WGL before, so the experience isn't on their side, and I think overall, that's why Strong Siema actually managed to pick up such a convincing scoreline.
I agree with you, and I'm surprised people voted against it so much, and you know they adjusted towards the end. But you can see it here. This one thing about the map that I love is that you're so willing and able to be able to set up traps here, whether it be to surround, whether it be to split, put the other team on the disadvantage if you make the move yourself. And so many variations, but Shock here being completely caught out. Speed had a line of sight on him as well, and every single angle was able to land these shots. But Matt, Fussy, and Lucky Blast weren't even to help him out in this one.
It's just crazy why Shock would be all the way out there unsupported.
Yep.
He was supported from one angle, but Ojek and that quick T-37, good penetration, good damage, could just flank around and take him down. Once that IS-3 out, one Tier 8 tank out of the game, you can see the rest of Strong Siema just starting to surround noMERCY and start to chase him down. Nevi does a great job here, but clearly against 2 T-54s and Steroids in that IS-3, he just doesn't stand a chance.
No, definitely not. So, final game was pretty convincing, but Melly, the people at home, they were getting involved. They were very vocal today, which was awesome. How did they find that final matchup? I guess they're just about going to be seeing it very soon here, but
exactly.
They didn't predict it this way, did they?
Not really. We have slightly 2% of people, not even 2%, let's say 1% actually getting the exact result.
Wow, that's very small margin, isn't it?
But definitely, but there was someone, Thomas, you predicted like on like the fifth or first person that entered the vote got it right.
That's very
job,
rare
Thomas.
as well. Nice job.
Yeah.
If he needs a job, do you want to come here and sit on the other side maybe?
Yeah.
No. He can be in the other chair down the end of the
true,
studio.
we have another one.
He can just be our prediction master.
The prediction.
Yeah.
The squid.
Yeah.
Octopus.
No, it was great. So people, thank you so much for getting involved, and close it with to close the social media segment with the perfect tweet from the community is: Halder said, "Strong Siema is showing no mercy to noMERCY. So far, that is for sure."
I like that. I absolutely love that. We love hearing from you guys here in the studio. And just to catch you guys up to date, let's take a look back at the results from today. And everything concluded now with that final round going in favor to Stronk. So, as we said, today's games did end up looking as such. Supreme with the 5-2 victory over Penta. Supreme just looking that little bit stronger on paper. But Penta were able to pick up a couple of rounds here or there. And following that, we had some very one-sided matches.
Yeah, Utopia just stormed to victory against ASAP. I think, again, ASAP needs to go back to the drawing board, just like noMERCY does. I think we had quite a lot of one-sided games. I think that first game we had a few close matches, a few close maps, a few close rounds, but Supreme, as you said, just better on paper.
Well, that's it for this Playday. However, there is more tanks coming up on the 30th. That will be Tuesday next week. So make sure you follow this Twitch channel just down below. It will notify you as soon as we go live, or on the varying social media platforms we have available to you. And guys, it's been a wonderful Playday today. I think we've all enjoyed this one. But coming up next time, you'll be seeing Synergy up against Virtus Pro, Rox against Wusa, and Ding against Strong. So there's going to be some great games coming up on Tuesday. You do not want to miss those. So hopefully, see you then.